Sirio magmount cable repair.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres, and PMR 446. Now I'm using just a phone headset rather than my usual microphone, so it might sound a bit odd and there might be a bit of me blowing into the microphone. So I had a bit of a mishap at the car wash with my mag mount here, as you can see. That happened when I was removing it from the roof of the car. This is the CB mag mount, which is one of these Sirio ones. This is a slightly older design, I believe. So I'm going to have to fix that. Otherwise, I won't have a CB antenna on my car, because all my other CB antennas use a 3/8 inch thread, and that one that I like to use uses a PL259 connector on the end of it, because that's an SO239 mag mount. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to cut that piece, strip it back, and also remove this piece here where all the connections are. And that's one of the good things about these Sirio mag mounts, you can actually rewire them. I don't think that's in the the warranty for these things, but that was out warranty anyway. I bought it used, and also the cable isn't even the original cable. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to unscrew the 4 screws on the top. I'm not going to do that on camera, I don't think, because oh yes, I can do it on camera. So I do actually have a screwdriver. Oh, you know. So I can do that on camera. It's 4 screws, and I've got to try not to lose them. There's a bit of water on this because it has been raining outside, so I'm not sure if you can actually see me undo that. What I like to do is I like to undo the screws in diagonal opposing, so it doesn't put too much stress on it. So hopefully when I take all these out, this should come off. So if you buy one of these Sirio mag mounts and then you break the cable or damage it somehow, then it's not game over. You can just unscrew all those screws and remove it. So now I've got to be careful I don't lose the screws, because I need to be able to solder inside this part, but I need to flip it over. So put my hand over there and do that. Okay, so that's all the screws accounted for. There's sometimes rubber rings on those as well. Make sure that they're in there. So this is how I did it last time. I put copious amounts of hot melt glue in there to stop water getting in. It seems to have worked, but I've got to get all that hot melt glue off. That's going to be fun. So that's the next job I need to do. I'm going to have to do that one off camera, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't know if I've got the glue gun plugged in, but I'll soon find out. So I'll pause the video here and I'll get back to you when I've got that glue off. And resume there, and this is what's underneath the glue. The centre conductor just connects to the centre pin of the SO239, which you can see here. And the outer braid goes onto this little ring thing here, which has got a bit of nasty stuff still on it. So I've got to unsolder those. I'll just try not to drop that outside the camera. But what I've also got to do is I've got to cut the wire where it's broken. So I'd need a pair of snips for that. This is where I've not thought it through, because I can't see the snips immediately to hand. I did see them earlier. Yeah, thought I had. Don't have to be sharp. So I was trying to cut through the microphone cable. That's not going to end well, is it? Okay. It's just a pair of side cutters. These side cutters. I've just cut that off, just off camera there. So now I haven't used my soldering iron in a while, so I'm not sure if it's working as it should, or even if it's got any. Probably not. Do have some solder here. It's lead-free solder, which I do not like. I prefer lead solder, but there's a lot of reasons why I don't have any of that at the moment. So yeah, I'll just wet the end of that so I can try and lift that off without burning my finger. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing. When it comes to soldering, I might be good at it, but I'm no big Clive. That's not heating that up. I might have to flow some fresh solder in that. I'm no big Clive, so I might burn my fingers doing this. Or I might need to clean my iron, I don't know. Try not to damage the thing, of course. And we're off. That was off camera, but it just popped off. So that's fine. So now I've got to get the other bit off the negative side, which is the outer braid, which might actually be quite a high mass joint considering. I'm trying not to melt the plastic as well, because that ain't going to end well. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a high mass joint, so that might not come off as easy as I would like. That's annoying. Yeah. I'm going to have to get the sponge on the iron wet, so that's not something I've done either. So I'm not really doing it properly, am I? No. Yeah, I can't get that off like that. So I might have to cut that. This is where I don't have my smaller snips to cut them, which is a bit annoying. So, see. Okay, so a slight jump cut as the SD card somehow ran out of storage. I might have been talking about this little plastic sleeve here that goes over the coax cable. Not sure that's going to focus, but you know, there we go. And that needs to go over the bit that I've cut off, which is here, and it's tangled around the tripod, which is very annoying. I'm not even sure how that happened. There we go. So this isn't exactly supposed to be a long job anyway. So that little sleeve has to go over that. It's part of the waterproofing of the mag mount. So it's like a little piece of heat shrink. It doesn't go over that very well because it's quite a snug fit. Usually a surefire way to make these sorts of things go on is a bit of a washing up liquid or something, which I don't have in here. I have the washing up liquid through in the kitchen. And to be honest, that's not really something I want to worry myself about. Because that's a surefire way to get these on. Might actually have to get the washing up liquid, as it turns out. But obviously I want to try and get that soldered in. So I've just put it onto the end there. I'm not sure if you could see that. I was doing that off camera, which is a bit silly of me really. So I'd rather you see what I'm doing. So that's obviously going to need some sort of lubrication to go on there. And washing up liquid is probably going to be the best way of doing it. So that might be the way I'm going to have to do that. Because it has to go on this cable and then obviously into the mag mount. Try that on this the other way, see if that makes it any better. Nope, it doesn't. Right, pause the video. And resume there again. So I've put washing up liquid into the inside of the little sleeve, although it's kind of gone everywhere, as washing up liquid does, and that should now... Perfect. That's now slid onto the end of the cable. So now I need to strip the end of that off. I've got these little strippers here, but I'm not sure if they're ideal for this job. So I'm just seeing if how I can go about doing that, because I think it has to go that way. I can't remember how much I need to strip off. So I think it's about... I'm not sure this will even work because it's covered in washing up liquid now. There we go. There. And we're into the coax. Is that going to focus on that? Yes, it is. Looks like I might have snagged some of the strands off, but that's nothing I need to worry myself about. So all these are getting soldered together. Not sure they'll solder together right now. So what I'll need to do next is put that back through the actual piece here and see how that lines up. See? Looks like it'll work fine. So I only have to strip a small amount of that off and then solder the other and solder it to there. So what I'm going to do is, before I start soldering anything, I'm going to wet the sponge for the soldering iron. I'm going to leave that kind of precariously on the desk there. So pause the video while I go and put some water on that sponge. Right, resume the video again. So I've wet the sponge on the soldering iron, which is a bit of a good idea. Watch out, there's some multimeter leads quite close to that, but it's just my cheap multimeter. Let's give that a bit of a sort out. I normally like to wet the bit. I need new bits for this soldering iron, but they're easily obtained off eBay. That's where I got the bits I've got for it now. So what I'll need to do, strip a small amount of the end of that off, so I can then solder it onto the centre conductor of the SO239 in there. So see if I can strip it with that. If it'll go in there. Here is the question. Just pull it through. If not, I'll have to find something else because I don't have another set of wire strippers in here, which is a bit annoying. I think that would be enough. Probably could do better than that, but I think that might be enough. So, first thing I need to do is I'm going to have to tin the braid so it'll solder onto where I want it to solder on, but I've also got to get rid of that old braid that's on there, if I can get rid of it, which will be a good idea. So, let's move that out of the way, see if I can just heat that up and flick it off. Would be nice. If I can't, then that's going to be the fun part. Because that is well and truly soldered in there. I don't know if I did that or whether that was partly the manufacturer. Who knows? So I'm just doing it off camera. But if I can't get that to shift, then I might have to just leave it and then just re-terminate the braid off the coax. Yeah, that ain't going off in a hurry. Yeah, I'll have to just solder the braid onto there. Ow! Just burn my finger. Just been told there's 10% battery remaining, so the video might stop abruptly again. That would be fun. So, see if I can tin that. Gonna have to put the coax into the vise to tin it. So I'll just well, I might have to put it in the vise, I don't know. Yeah, but that's okay. See if I can tin that. Managed to make a right mess of my soldering iron there. Not paying any attention to what I'm doing. There we go. See if I can tin that. Here we go. Just don't want to linger on this too long. I don't even know what this braid's made out of, so that is something that's concerning me a little, but that's fine. See, more. It's taking solder alright, but I don't know what it's made of. Okay, so see if I can solder that on to where I would like it to go on to. This will be the fun part. I'm going to put this in the vise to hold it, because I can't remember how I actually did it last time, because I didn't film it last time. Let's see. Now it's in the vise. I think the vise is slightly off camera. Let's see if I can... because the centre conductor's lined up with the centre pin. Let's see if I can flow some solder into that. Not sure if you can even see that, and it doesn't look like you can. You'll have noticed I've got the glue gun there. That's ready to go when that's required. That's not good. Hasn't quite gone where I would have liked it. Looks like it's on. But I think it could stand to have a bit more solder on it. It's not the best in the world. Something's happened there. The solder's gone and got stuck in quite the worst possible place. Yeah, it looks fine. I'll tin the centre conductor. And when the glue gun is ready, I'll be able to glue it all down once I've soldered the centre conductor onto the pin. There we go. Put some fresh solder on the centre pin. Be a good idea. I'm not sure whether this is in shot or not. This is going to be the fun part, because I'm going to have to, instead of doing this the normal way, I'm going to have to reflow it. Because it would be just so much easier. Not quite there. Oh, that's annoying. Right. Hasn't gone on. I'm sure I can fix that. There, I think we're there. I don't know though. Let's check it. By the way, this isn't actually a how-to guide. This is just me showing that it is possible to repair these. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I have soldered it, not very well, I don't think. Not by my standards anyway. I need better solder. I need leaded solder for this. The lead-free stuff is not great. The braid hasn't soldered though, so I'm going to have to try and resolder that. Always, that's why I always double check and triple check my work. I'm keeping an eye on the battery level on this phone because it is running low now. And if it runs out before this stops recording, then yeah, it'll corrupt the video file. That's not great. I don't have the charger in here, so that's going to be not so great. Let me just check the levels. It is at 8%. Ooh, we'll stop. I think it stops recording at 5%. So, and we'll stop the video and put some charge in that before I continue. Yeah, I think I need a new bit for this iron as well. It is quite a high mass joint. Feels like it's attached, but I'm not sure. Okay, so that's now attached. I'm just going to grab that dinky multimeter and I'm going to just check for continuity, because you know what? You always have to do that when you solder stuff. So I need the plug. And this needs to be on its continuity beeper. And it's got a crocodile clip on one side and a normal test probe on the other. So that's just how it's set up. So I'll need to just pop it out of the vise and... Oh. Okay. That's on the impedance setting, that's why. Yeah, that's fine. Now I've got to check the outer is all connected properly. Yeah, and we're good. Right. Woo. Uh-oh. That's annoying. That's just tried pulling the headset out. So, very quickly, I'm going to untangle that first. Multimeter, little cheap yellow one. I'm going to get the glue gun, which should now be up to temperature, and put a spot of glue across the centre conductor, just to try and keep the water out. That must be on the really high setting, it's a bit annoying. And then I'll put it onto the sleeved bit once I put the sleeve into the hole, which should still be lubricated from earlier, which it kind of is. It's just not going in the hole very well. So, see if I can get that in. It's still not gone in. Yeah, it's in now. And then, very quickly, spot of glue over that. And then I'll let that cool down. And I'll put some charge in this. So I'll be back when that's done. Okay, so return back to the mag mount. It's actually Christmas morning, this part. So, we're going to see the family very soon. So, this is what I've managed to do. Just goop it up with the hot melt glue, and that's hopefully covered all of the electrical contacts. Doesn't look as though it has completely though. So, that might need a bit more. But, managed to seal it up around the cable entry, so that should be okay. All being well. So, soldering's a bit rubbish, but, you know, these things unfortunately happen. So now I've got to put this back onto the mag mount. So, I was not going to be able to get this big heavy magnet off that... Oh, actually I am. I thought I was expecting it to all be stuck. So, got a bit stuck to it. That's not really helpful. So, I was bringing the mag mount, and you can see that I've got the 3 little hex studs, and we've got a round one here. The round one has to line up with that, so I've just got to make sure I line this up the right way. That's so that it makes electrical contact, I believe. Make sure it's all lined up. And I've got to make sure all these holes are lined up. So that's now back on there. Hoping this works after this little bodge job of a repair. Just make sure everything's still lined up. Yep, appears to be. So, need to put the screws back in. I believe. Do the same as I did before, which is diagonal opposing screws. It should be good. This is a ratchet screwdriver, but I don't think I've engaged the ratchets, so that's fine. There's a rubber seal under that. I need to make sure that that's level and in the right place as well. So, it doesn't look like it. So I'll just pause the video while I try and sort that out. Try not to knock the camera there. So I've resumed there. So I've put the 2 screws diagonally opposing in, and I've managed to sort out the rubber seal. So that rubber seal to actually make a proper seal so water doesn't get in there, even though I've gooped up most of it with hot melt glue. A big technical term for you, gooped up. So if I tighten those screws off, let's try and be careful here. And put the other two in. And that should be the mag mount then complete. Then this can go back to the car and be put back on the car. Which I won't do for probably a little while. But I will get that done. So even though it is Christmas morning, I could wish you guys a Merry Christmas. But I've already done that in my Christmas video. So, which was actually released on Christmas morning. I just put the wrong screw in there, I think. Yes, I have. That's not a screw for that. Let's try that again. Okay, so that's the last screw there. We'll do a continuity check before I do anything else. Make sure we've still got continuity. This is a ratchet screwdriver, so I should be able to nip some of these screws up so they're nice and tight, but not crushing the rubber seal, obviously, as long as they're nice and tight against it. There we go. Okay, so provided I didn't leave that meter switched on all night and all day yesterday, which I did by the looks of it, because it really eats the battery if I do that. So I've done exactly what I've done there. That's another £1 battery wasted. So I do that a lot. I forget to keep turning that meter off because I forget that one doesn't have an automatic shut off, unlike my more expensive Unity UT58C, which actually has a little kickstand on the back, which is useful. So let's just pop that there onto continuity mode, which is the most common used mode on multimeters, according to Big Clive, or one of the most common used, usually voltage or continuity or resistance. A lot of the other things on there don't often get used, including current. I don't use the current one on that much, so it's always a good thing for any radio ham to have in their toolkit. Yep, so I've just put the probes together there. That confirms that they're working. So what I now need to do is I need to check continuity between the centre conductor and the outer of this plug to make sure it's not shorted. So that would not end well if it was. So let's see if I can just do that. Okay, seems okay. Let's try between the centre conductor of the SO239. This is difficult with these test probes. And the centre conductor of the plug. So I'll just put the plug thing back. So that's that there, and that's going on there. It's fine. Let's check the outer's connected to the outer. Okay, that's not promising. There we go. One of those screws is connected as well. Yep, so that's okay, that's fine. That was just me not getting a good connection. Let's turn that meter off. I could have used that meter in the earlier part of the video, but I wanted to use the cheaper dinky meter because it's got a croc clip on one end. I can't put crocodile clips on those leads. I'd have to replace those leads. I'm due a new meter anyway, so that one's starting to go a bit weird. But that's one thing you've got to do. So the next thing I need to do now is put that mag mount back on the roof of the car. The antenna's still in the car. I just have to screw the antenna back on and then put it back on the roof. And hopefully it won't get damaged by the boot lid. So I'll film that bit when I come to that bit. Right, so I'm re-recording this after it didn't quite work on Christmas Day when I did this bit. So I can confirm it works, but I've also got to show that it works as well. So that's channel 20. I'm going to have to calibrate this. The microphone's down here. So to me that just needs a little bit of moving. So it is actually on the stop. It looks to be on the stop to me. So reflected. This is UK channel 20, just so you can see that there. I've got the fill light on, which is a bit annoying, but that's fine. That car's just driven past, that's just had a slight effect on it. But you can see absolutely note very little deflection on UK channel 20. So let's see where that is on channel 40. Here we go. So that's channel 40. So put that back into forward. Gonna have to do this with the same hand. I think key it up. I'm sure that's on the stop. I think that might need some switch cleaner in it actually. But that's fine. Okay. Reflected. Slightly higher on channel 40, but still below 1.5 according to this meter. This is the capo one. I do have other SWR meters as well, and I do have a VNA that can also pretty much do this. So channel 1 UK channels. So I'll put that back onto forward so I can readjust that. Car's just gone past, so I'm gonna have to double check and triple check that. There we go, it looks like it's on the stop to me. Reflected. That's transmitting. Very little. If I put it into the power mode, you can see it is transmitting, but that power meter is obviously not going to be very accurate. Suggested about 3 watts, so might be more accurate than it's letting on. So let's put it back into SWR mode. Let's do the EU channels. So if I press the mode button on the T3000, it will go straight to EU and it'll go straight to EU channel 1. So let's have a look down there. So we're on SWR, run 1 forward. Okay, let's try that again. That's looks like it's on the set mark to me. Not a lot of movement. That's interesting. Not a lot of movement at all. Let's try 20. Slightly higher than it should be off the set mark. So look, I'm just trying to do it through the camera as well, so it looks pretty accurate for you guys as well. Right, reflected. Here we go. Yeah, I'd say that was alright. Let's try channel 40. Forward again. So I know the power's going through, which is good. Let's check there's no common mode going on there, because that'd be kind of annoying. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. A bit of interference from something. Car going past. Okay, wait. Go again. Now it's still showing OK SWR. Just grab the cable while I'm at it. I'm keyed up. Accurate results here. Just make sure there's no common mode going on here, because me holding that would change SWR. There we go. That's not getting too hot. It isn't. I've got the engine in the car running because if I don't run the engine, the voltage is lower. the voltage currently is 14.4 volts. So it's a little higher than I would like, but that's fine. So that's EU40. I'm not sure what that is breaking through. Could be SSB or something, I don't know. Go back to the UK 40. And let's see if... get an answer to this. 1.9 for a rig check. Yeah, didn't think that was going to happen. Okay, so the repair is complete. The aerial's working. It's actually been on the car for a couple of days and appears to still be working fine. As you can see, I've just propped the radio and the meter up on top of this box for my tyre inflator because the one I had was broken and I refused to pay money to use the Tesco one. So that's all working and pretty much there. I'm thinking maybe revisiting the how to tune a CB aerial with an SWR meter. However, I'm going to have to find time to fit that in because it's a good thing to know if you have bought a CB radio or you've been gifted one for Christmas this year. This year being 2021 when I film this. So audio's probably a bit low on this section, but that I can deal with. So I'm just holding the phone like this. So I'm going to check this footage, make sure it's actually come out. So I've been having some issues where this has just not been recording properly. I'm going to shut the car down now because I don't need it on. I'm just going to end up wasting fuel. And it's actually warmed it up in here, despite the fact it's actually 4 degrees outside. That's not nice. Because it is winter anyway. And no snow, just a bit of rain at the moment. And our windows are going to steam up. That's going to be fun. That's alright. But I'm not due to go to work for another couple of hours. So that's yeah. So this is just a basic SWR meter. That's the radio there. I'm going to get that all disconnected. I'm going to check this footage, make sure it hasn't done anything untoward when I save it. So yeah. So I think that's a successful job, well done. But I will revisit the soldering on that at some point. Although I'm planning on swapping over to roof bars anyway on this car, so I can mount the antennas on roof bars rather than mag mounts, because I don't really want to use mag mounts on this car, but at the moment I don't have a lot of choice. So, Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres, and PMR 446, or just on the old CB here, you could just call me the Red Squirrel. I'll probably be monitoring channel 19 tonight while I'm out at work. I also monitor GB3IR, for those of you who are duly licensed and might want to have a chat. Just bear in mind I'm in and out of the car all the time, and there might be long periods of time when I'm not in the car when I'm working. So, 7-3 for now, and I'll catch you in the next video. And hopefully this has worked. So you might have seen my latest post on the channel where I said that I was having problems with open camera, which I'm using right now, and this phone, which is the Oppo A72. So I'll catch you in the next video, and I'll look at this and get it uploaded. 7-3 for now, guys.